Hey.
Hey.
It's like 10 o'clock. We're barely getting this in.
I know.
Well, it's bedtime for us, but a lot of people don't go to bed till like midnight.
I got floppy ears. Floppity, floppity, floppity.
And you look like Waldo.
Hey.
Waldo that went to jail. Bad Waldo. What was his name?
I'm like a dog.
There was the opposite Waldo.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm like a dog that hears anything on the left-hand side.
What?
Oh, I don't hear anything now.
All right, so let's talk about this, because we barely got this in today.
Oh.
You're like way down on the love sack. You're like wearing our PJs. Okay, here. Hey, hi. There you are. Whoa. Okay. You're not comfortable though, are you?
I'm perfectly fine.
We'll have to make this quick. Conflict resolution. That's not a quick. That's not a quick subject, but it is something that almost all of our married couples have to go through and
I can
figure
resolve
out.
Conflict very, very easily.
Really how?
Yeah, I buy a bunch of these weird hats, and it's really hard to argue somebody that's going, yeah.
Yeah, but to a woman, you just piss her off, and she walks out of the room.
Well, then if I do that, then I just take my clothes off. It's really hard to argue naked.
Yeah, but you've lost her. She's gone. She is like...
How many women am I arguing with?
This is ridiculous. I don't know. How many women are you arguing with? Okay, so conflict resolution. We're going to get to this because I don't have a lot of battery.
Yeah, let's just run the battery out and see how long this video lasts.
We'll just keep going until it runs out. Oh, 9%. Let's just go. Okay, here's the thing. This is going to sound really cheesy, but put it into practice when you are not screaming at each other and it really works.
No, do it the other way around. Do it when you are screaming at each other because that's the best time to try something new. Like throwing things.
No, don't throw things. No, conflict resolution. So let's say, whatever it is, let's say...
you hate me doing this.
Oh my gosh! Yes! You dork!
Alright, let's resolve that.
Okay.
I really like it.
Stop. We're not going to get through this. Listen, no. Resolving conflict. It's actually some pretty easy steps, but people usually don't do it because they get defensive, they get offensive, they get mad. Stop it!
I'm on the offensive!
That's it.
I'm on the offensive.
Or they walk away before it's done. Stop.
I'm not touching you.
Bop me. So the biggest thing is...
Step 1!
Oh my... Fine, you talk. This is ridiculous.
What's step 1?
Step 1 is figuring out what the problem is and literally like writing it down or coming to this is the problem. Because so many people argue over different things.
That's really hard to do in the middle of an argument.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, then write this down.
Okay.
Stop bopping me.
Then if there's a conflict and you're screaming at each other, come up with a different time to meet to discuss it. I know that sounds silly.
That sounds so anal. Who does that? Nobody ever wants to do that.
Bosses, employers,
bosses don't.
Heads of companies, people that want to get things done and be successful do this. People that just don't want to, their pride gets in their way, they don't want to resolve conflict, they could say, screw it, I don't care, I'm not discussing this at another time. That doesn't resolve conflict.
And that's not very good for your marriage.
No, you literally have to come up to a point, go, okay, tomorrow night when we're both calmed down, let's discuss this again. Say, okay, tomorrow night we're going to go out to dinner, we're going to discuss it. Maybe not dinner if it's a really heated discussion.
If you're throwing pies, don't go to a pie place.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Step 2.
Discuss ways that it has not worked in the past. You know, we've tried this way, it's not worked. You've tried this way to resolve it, it has not worked. You know, insanity, doing the same thing over and over without expecting a different result.
I think the biggest thing here is that you're in agreement that you're actually trying to resolve the conflict rather than keep throwing stones at one another.
Yeah, you have to come to that
So if you look at it intelligently, you're like, wow, every time I do this, she gets angry. What could I do instead of this? You know, really simple thing. If I really need to do this.
You really need to stop doing that. Flinch mechanism.
But you do have to come to the understanding that to resolve the conflict, it's going to better your marriage, not just so that you could prove a point. So you kind of have to get over yourself a bit.
I feel like we're all slanted. You're slanted.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyway. So, and then come up with ways where it has not worked in the past. And then you need to discuss how you've contributed to the problem. That's an important thing because it's taking ownership about it. Look, if one person says, I have no...
See this hand? This hand wants to bop you. That's how I've contributed to the problem.
No responsibility in that at all. You know, that's not, everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has ownership in whatever conflict's going on, and you need to lower your pride, take ownership. Both of you have to be willing to do this. And then, actually,
step 3!
No, that was step 3. You
Oh.
are behind. I'm getting a headache. Please stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Not
like
even
it.
popping you in that?
We have this conflict.
Okay.
We need to discuss this. Step 4, very calmly.
As loud as you can, scream the answer. Ah!
He needs to go to bed. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
No.
Step 4
is coming up with 5 to 10, the more the better, ways to resolve the conflict.
And some of them can be
Crazy.
silly. Like,
Yeah.
instead of bopping you, I'll pick your nose.
They can be silly. Just come up with anything. Start brainstorming. Okay, we could do this. If it's who to spend the holidays with, which family, start coming up with ideas, solutions,
Mine, because mine's
possible
better than
things,
yours.
this or that. Then
5.
step 5 is try to come up with a few of those that might work, or you might give them a try. What are you doing?
Just playing around.
I know you're playing. You need to go to bed. You're getting dingy.
Step 5. What was step 5?
Step 5 is trying a few of those
Yes.
things. You know,
So-
okay, let's give this a try. Maybe this will work for our solution.
All right, let me pick
You
your
know,
nose and see if
stop!
that works.
Oh my gosh, you're driving me nuts tonight. I think you are a good example of me. Good grief. Anyway, so try a few of those
Do you want me
things.
to take my clothes off? Would that be better?
No!
Oh, okay.
This is... No!
I'm trying to resolve conflict.
What are you on? Oh my word!
I think this hat
You had sugar tonight or
is
something.
squeezing my brain
I
and it's
think
not
so.
working.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so try a couple of those, and then come together at another time and say, okay, let's talk about this again. And if you cannot get through a few of those steps, say, let's discuss this again tomorrow night. Because sometimes emotions can rise. Your feelings can get heated. You can get frustrated. You can get annoyed.
You might get a headache.
Just say, you know what? I need to discuss this with you later. And that's okay. That's not storming out. It's not slamming the door. It's not driving away. It's not forgetting. It's let's address this later. And then address it later. A lot of women,
That's the big
I think a lot of
issue.
women, well, men too, I'm sure, they give up.
I
They
like
just-
blaming women. A lot of women give up.
They just give up and they go, forget it, fine, whatever you want. And I think men do that too. Fine, whatever you want, I'll just, fine. It's never resolved because that little tiny bit of bitterness and resentment starts eating away at your marriage.
And that's really all that you need is the little bit. It's a little bit that you keep getting, and then you end up hating each other.
And you don't want to.
And you end up falling out of love, and you end up getting a divorce because you guys couldn't resolve the argument of the socks on the floor.
But you really have to want to.
Right.
You have to want to resolve it.
If you look at your conflict should benefit your marriage, and that's
Yes.
the attitude that you
Bringing
should be
you closer
going
together.
into it,
Yes.
rather than trying to prove your point.
How can
Both
this
of you
benefit my
are
marriage?
wrong. Why don't you compromise and find a great answer instead of nitpick one another to death?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I bop you on the head again?
No, please
Oh.
don't. I'm tired, and that's annoying. All right.
All right.
So give those a try. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it actually really works.
Yeah.
We've used it several times. And once you kind of get the process down of doing those steps, they kind of come more automatically. And when you're in the big frustrated moment and you're like, wait a minute, I see an argument here. I see a conflict. Let's calm down. Let's talk about this in an hour. And if you both can do that, that's the benefit. That's
You'll get to
bringing
fight prevention.
Yes.
You won't have arguments anymore. You'll just have a conversation.
Yes.
That's just what you need to have.
Trust me, years of trying it.
Whole
Till
lots of
we
years.
really don't have any
She
arguments
punches
anymore.
hard. It hurts.
Well, you bopped me on the head.
What?
Okay, low battery.
Oh.
See, there it is.
10%.
We gotta go.
We can do
But we got it in.
twice as long.
With 2 hours
Okay.
to spare.
What's 0.6?
We already did them all. That's
oh,
pretty much all
Was there
of them.
5 or was there 6?
I don't know.
Makeup sex. 0.6.
If you get to that point. All right, we love you guys.
That's what resolution is for. Makeup sex.
I love you.
I love
All right.
you guys too.
Okay, bye.
Save me from this woman.
And my head bopping.
You have to hit close and then you have to.
I do.
There.
Look at that. I feel like that old couple. What do I do?